There are tons of Harry Potter fans out there, and while there is tons of canon material to explore, that doesn't mean people can't have their own fun theories. You guys requested it, so here it is. I'm Sasha Wood, these are the top 10 Harry Potter fan theories. You don't have to believe them, just let them all soak in. Number 10. Mary Poppins is a wizard. Not a lot of backup for this one other than that she's British and obviously uses magic. So does that make Bert a squib? I have so many questions. Some go so far as to say that she worked for the Ministry of Magic and that she was obsessed with all things Muggle, hence this is why she takes on short nannying engagements. Nannying. Though she would probably have gotten into trouble for using magic so openly. This one is more of a tribute to how much people love to place everything within the Harry Potter universe. But it's fun, and if you could sing your spells, that would probably come in handy sometimes. Probably. Number 9. Hermione and Harry are siblings. Definitely not a favorite theory for all the Hermione shippers out there. This one theory dives into the idea that the Potters hid the birth of their first child, and that Hermione actually feels a deep blood connection to Harry because of this, which is why she seeks him out despite how mean he is to her initially. Some feel this is also why she is able to erase herself from her supposed parents' memories. And finally, these theorists argue this is why Hermione never shows any romantic interest in Harry, and thus many great arguments were begun. This is one of the weaker theories out there, but still neat. It's no vampire Snape though. More people arguing over romance at number 8. Ginny slipped Harry a love potion. If you've hung out in the Harry Potter fan community enough, you know not everyone was thrilled with the Ginny-Harry romance. In fact, some people felt it came straight out of nowhere. Some feel that the fact that the book where this romance is introduced, book 6, is also the book where potions class suddenly takes center stage, including the brewing of love potions, is no coincidence. They've got their tinfoil hats right on there. Some feel Harry's sudden intense affection for Ginny and jealousy over seeing her with Dean is the result of a love potion, not a suddenly realized dormant crush. Also, her mother, Mrs. Weasley, tells Hermione and Ginny about a love potion she made as a young girl. Okay, so yes, this romance is poorly developed, even though there were canon ways they could have been linked, i.e. their close encounters with Voldemort, but these links were never elaborated upon. Is this love the result of a spell or basic bland romance? You decide. Number 7. Gilderoy Lockhart was hired as a joke. Lockhart is certainly a memorable part of the second book, but his employment raises the question, how could a wizard that incompetent get a position like that? Does he just interview really well? Well, some fans thought that Dumbledore hired him as a joke, a fit of whimsy, especially given his sense of humor, which is horrible and definitely leads into the Dumbledore's evil theory. However, J.K. Rowling later claimed that Lockhart was hired so that he could be put in his place, as a lesson. But honestly, either theory is horrible. He's teaching a class that is supposed to teach young students how to defend themselves against actual magical threats. They need a good teacher for this course. Why can't the terrible teacher be teaching Muggle history? It's the one class. At number 6. The Snape is a vampire theory. Come on, you knew this one was coming. The black clothes, pale skin tone, the sneaking around late at night, the mysterious allure that drew fangirls to him in droves. So what other reasons are people assuming this for? Well, some fans note that Snape only assigned the 3rd year class the werewolf essay after Lupin assigned them one about vampires. If one essay was a hint, why not both? I love fan theories so much. Also, the feeling Harry had that Snape could read his mind, which turned out to be true, albeit for different reasons. There was tons of fan fiction for this one, but Rowling actually went online and dismissed it. But for some, the legend lives on. Another enduring theory in at number 5. Ron is Dumbledore. Okay, so this one is convoluted and involves time travel, and it seems is largely founded upon the parallels between the characters. Similarity in appearance, the description of their noses, a young Dumbledore being described as having auburn hair, the Bertie Bott's connection, the every flavored beans, Ron warns against them, Dumbledore claims he used to love them until he found a vomit flavored one. Dumbledore is able to explain the meaning of what Ron saw in the Mirror of Erised. So at this point, you're probably seeing that to make this one work, you've got to get a good crazy person wall going, with yarn and cutouts and newspaper clippings, and an unwillingness to believe in coincidence. To line up the timelines is tiresome, and also puts a lot on J.K. Rowling having meticulously planned out everything 7 books ahead ahead. If it works for you, power to you, but I think they're different people. Number 4, you have to choose to be in Gryffindor. Ever since book 1, when Harry begs to not be in Slytherin and is placed instead in Gryffindor, because, well, Rowling hates Slytherins, fans have wondered, is that the way people get into Gryffindor? Do you have to ask? Fans point out Harry is there because he asked. Hermione, under any other circumstances based upon house descriptions, would probably be in Ravenclaw, and Ron seems like he would be quite at home in Hufflepuff. Is this just people being too rigid about the house distinctions, reacting negatively to the clear Gryffindor bias, or is there something here? I know one thing. I'm proud to be a Slytherin. I would have cried if I was in Gryffindor. Cried. I was taking the test and I was like, any house but, I'll be so upset. A fun one at number 3. Willy Wonka is actually George Weasley. After the events of book 7, certain family dynamics were forever changed. One being, there were no longer Weasley twins. Some believe that the similarities between the joke shop and the magical elements to Wonka's factory and toys, and the fact that Wonka references not being able to hear well out of one ear, while George lost an ear, is proof. Because of this, some believe that following the war, George threw himself into his recipes and traveling the world to perfect his joke-based culinary magic. So does this make that tunnel scene a war flashback?
And they're certainly not showing any signs that they are slowing.
This one is fun. I love interconnected worlds. More in-universe theorizing at number 2. Draco is a werewolf. So when Draco's behavior took a drastic turn in book 6, some fans were convinced it wasn't because of his involvement as a Death Eater, but actually because he had been bitten by a werewolf. During an encounter in the novel, Draco mentions that Fenrir Greyback is a close personal friend. Some believe Draco was bitten as punishment for his parents' failures to Voldemort, and this is why Draco is told he can stay behind and babysit the cubs. I can see why people thought this. J.K. Rowling actually took to Twitter to state that this theory was not true, but while the author's word is law for some fans, for others they're gonna go right on enjoying their werewolf Draco. Kinda like werewolf Draco as an idea, it's kinda cool. And our number 1, Harry Potter is immortal. While some take Trelawney's prophecy where she states either must die at the hand of the other, for neither can live while the other survives, as a simple one must kill the other statement, some fans take it a different way. There is a theory that this would be the only way either could die at all, and now that he has vanquished Voldemort, Harry can never die. Though in regards to this, many also feel that narratively both characters should have died. But for those who think that, there's always fanfiction. What do you think? Is Harry doomed to walk the world forever? Or does the death of Voldemort mean he can finally live his life? So those were the top 10 Harry Potter fan theories. This series has had tons, from the outlandish to the plausible. These are some of the more remembered. Do you guys want even more Harry Potter lists? Let me know down below. I'm Sasha Wood, thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that bell notification so you never miss another nerdy list. Bye bye.